Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It's been a long time. It's been it's been a couple months. I'm about to come on here and talk to y'all about one of my favorite topics, love and relationships. Like, it doesn't matter how hard I try. I just can't get away from it. Like, I'm always thinking about relationships. I'm always thinking about different dynamics and aspects of relationships. And I see relationships everywhere I go, right? And I have an eye for prevention, right? An eye for seeing things that would be a problem in a relationship, in a committed relationship, right? For example, when it comes to people of the opposite sex, right? Like, I be seeing stuff and I just piece together, like, the likelihood of what's going to come out of situations and, how things are going to play out, right? I just see preventative methods that I don't feel like enough people walk in. And because of that, I'm going to title this video, Are You Faithful, or Are You Just Faithful? And what I mean by faithful, and just faithful, because just faithful would be somebody's like, yeah, I'm not cheating on my spouse or whatever, but I think it's okay to entertain this person over here. Or we just have a conversation when I see them, or, we just working out together at the gym, but it's just friends. That's all it is. It ain't nothing going on outside of that. However, it's a regular thing. And then your significant other knows nothing about this person, right? You're omitting information. You're hiding information. You're essentially lying, but you feel better about it because you tell yourself you're not lying. You're just omitting information because if you didn't omit the information you shared, hey, guess what? I've connected with somebody of the opposite sex at the gym and I'm now working out with them on the regular. They're going to say hell to the nah, right? Got it. Facts, right? Facts. Okay. We know that's what they would say, right? So when I say just faithful, that's the type of just faithful I'm saying, because people look at situations like that and they feel like there's nothing wrong with entertaining somebody else, because in their minds what most people think cheating is kissing somebody or having sex with somebody else, but they fail to ignore or to acknowledge all of the other things that led them to that, like seeing this person and knowing that they're physically attracted as soon as they lay their eyes on them, this connection that they build, this talking on a regular basis, them thinking about them looking forward to seeing them genuinely desiring their attention and joy, talking to them. They're not acknowledging that these are things that are cheating. These are cheating characteristics. These are you building a bond and an emotional connection with somebody else. And this is why I warn about having connections outside of your significant other that your significant other doesn't know, and you acquiring these new friends of the opposite sex that they don't know nothing about. And for me, what faithful is what I would be in a relationship. For example, when I say what I would be that woman's like, okay, no friends of the opposite sex, which I have tons of friends of the opposite sex. Actually, I have more associates than I do friends. So let's get that understood first. So when it comes to considering that they're more associates, they're people that I see here and there. I don't rarely talk to them. Or, if I hang out with my guy friends, it's usually in a group. It's rarely ever one-on-one. But, however, I know that if I were to enter a relationship, guess what? There's no more of this friend of opposite sex. Or the bare minimum, we all have to be friends together, right? My significant other needs to know them. My significant other needs to be okay with them. And my significant other has to be accepting of them. If not, that's another conversation, right? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to commitment, if you're looking at relationships the way that I look at them and the aspect that the Most High sees them, He wants us to come together, right? To procreate. He wants us to be one flesh, to join in one flesh, but in a holy matrimony and a sanctified and set apart, a covenant, right? A marriage under Him, the Most High, right? He wants us to have that. So in order to have that, we have to be willing to protect that. We have to be willing to say goodbye to all these other people. As the word says, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh, right? It doesn't say hold fast to your female friends, or vice versa for the ladies. It doesn't say for you to be holding fast to your male friends. How can your husband hold fast to you and become one flesh with you when you got a boy over here, or your whatever male friends that you got over here trying to hang on to you, right? Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, when it comes to friends of the opposite sex, I see people function in this where it's like they're real close, right? Then maybe they are just friends. I don't know. But maybe one of them has liked the other or whatever. But maybe nobody has said it, so nobody really knows. They're just, but they're friends, right? However, if this person was in a relationship, like I said, if I was in a relationship and I see my man having this close female friend, I say, nah, she got to go now because I'm your best friend. Like, I'm not saying y'all can't be friends, but we need to be friends together, and it should be no inappropriate contact, hitting you up, blowing you up all the time, like, asking for more attention from you than what you should be willing to give to her. Now that we're in a relationship, right? Now that we're in a relationship, he has to move differently, and there has to be that respect there, right? And because let's be honest, if this other person was in a relationship, if old girl had a man herself, she wouldn't have all this free time for my man. In fact, her man would say, no, hell to the nah, you're not going to be close with this dude, right? Because, come on, we're all territorial. Just the way men are territorial, women are territorial, all right? So I want to insert that I wish we would stop playing games and stop acting like women should be okay with you fellas having this close female friend talking about, oh, she's jealous, your woman's being jealous and stuff. First of all, the word jealous by definition means to desire something that belongs to somebody else, to want what somebody else has. Well, guess what? If you're her man, or let's say if I'm talking to my future man, if you're my man, it's not me being jealous if you're supposed to be mine. It's me being protective and being territorial, me not playing with any of these chicks in reference to you. But guess what? I also need you to do as my man, as you would be if I was to choose you as my man, because you wouldn't be otherwise. Guess what you also need to be? You need to be proactive. You need to be equally as, no friends of the opposite sex, and we give each other that same respect. Not you up here talking about, really, but she been my, what, we grew up together though, what, this and that, blah, blah. Look, I don't care. Look, she need to go find her own man, and when she find her man, we can get together, do group dates, double dates, we can do all of that fun stuff. But old girl gotta go now, right? Same way old boy would have to go around me if I have all these male friends. Now that I got a man, I gotta move differently. Now that I got a man, I gotta put these friends on the back burner. They gotta move to the wayside, right? Out of respect for my relationship. Because again, this is a covenant of the Most High. And as the word says, what Yah has brought together, let no man separate. So no man nowhere, not for business, not for friendship. I don't care, right? Because let's be honest, like ladies, like even men know it. That dude that you say, oh, he's like my brother, or we've grown up together, I know him for all these years, and yada, yada, yada. Guess what? That man, 9 times out of 10, will be willing to give up these 15 years of being a best friend to you, like your brother to you, for one night in bed with you. I tell no lies. The average man will be willing to wait. And a lot of times the average man, these male friends of yours, are really just men waiting on the wayside, waiting for their turn, their opportunity for you to be weak, whether it's to just get you in the sheets at one time, or to get you into be in a relationship with you, to be your man. A lot of men are just waiting on their opportunity. Let's keep it real, because at the end of the day, the Most High didn't create us to be just friends. He creates to come together and to procreate. But as the word says, to protect, to what the Most High brings together, let no man separate. And he talks about joining together in the bed in the sexual covenant and coming together often, unless you are praying, to keep coming together, to keep the devil from getting in, to keep him from getting a foothold, right, in your relationship, right? But you see how even in the biblical aspect, it's all about boundaries and creating that barrier into protecting your relationship, right? So here, let's fast forward. If I was in a relationship, I got to make sure there's no potholes. I got to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, if you're going to get a house, get you a brick house, right? A brick house that can stand the test of time, that's going to, be able to stand up to a tornado or whatever, right? But if you got something cheap, it's going to come crumbling, right? Like you can't build a house on quicksand, right? So me being a smart woman and understanding the world of lust and temptation, understanding how the enemy works. Now that I'm in a relationship, oh, he really going to try to mess that up now, right? If I thought the enemy was after me when I was single, oh, he really going to be after me now that I'm in a relationship, and one that we say is submitted to the Most High, right? So he's going to put all types of stumbling blocks in my face. He's going to put all types of stumbling blocks in my man's face, right? But it's our job, it's our duty to protect that covenant, because love is action, right? So yes, that means those opposite sex friends fall into the wayside. That means you not bonding with friends of the opposite sex, or you having them close to you. Like friends of the opposite sex should not be playing each other close. And in all reality, they can't play each other's close if either party's in a relationship, because it always causes turmoil, always causes dysfunction, right? And I think this is a conversation that people don't talk enough about. You need to talk about how you feel about friends of the opposite sex. You need to discuss that topic, because at some point or another, And in many times throughout your life and in relationships, does it end up being an issue? Friends of the opposite sex, or, just somebody random. Like, people be having whole work wives and whole work husbands, and people aren't really committed. That's why I was talking about faithful, or are you just faithful? For me, faithful, which I think I was talking about earlier, but I got off track. Faithful is saying goodbye to his male friends. If he's not friends with my man and he's not okay with them, because just because I meet them doesn't mean, just because I like them doesn't mean he's gonna like them. If he feels some type of way about them, he sees something funny style, right? Men know men just like women know women. So if my man's like, you know what, I don't trust him, or I don't feel comfortable with you around him, guess what? It's gonna suck. But that's my relationship. This is my husband. This is, well, the person I'm trying to pursue, to be in a relationship with, till death do we part, right? This is being faithful. Or if my man saying, hey, I don't like how long you're over there talking to this guy. I understand it might not be you, and he walked up to you. It made me feel uncomfortable. That should be the last time that he has to have that conversation with me. Because in that moment, I'm learning, okay, this is what he's not cool with. This is what makes him feel uncomfortable. So even if it's not me, if somebody approaching me, maybe somebody I would never even be interested in. But if a man approaches me and he's trying to, hold me up and trying to hold up my ear, he's giving me too much attention, too much energy. So it's my job afterwards to, now that I understand what my significant other is okay with and what he's not, which I would expect for him to not be okay with that. Now I got to be the one, right? Telling guys, oh, sorry, have a conversation. Oh, okay, well, it's nice talking to you. Like, shut it down quick. Don't let it go too long. Like, nothing excessive, nothing that's beyond like, quick, hey, how you doing? Or if you got a question, ask me a question or whatever, but let me go about my business out of respect for my significant other. And some people will make it seem like, oh, that's so dramatic, or you so insecure. Your significant other should be able to talk to somebody of the opposite sex without you feeling some type of way, yada, yada, yada. Yes, they should, but we know when the boundaries being crossed. We know when old girl smiling too much up in our man's face. Just like he knows when old boy is smiling too much up in yours. Again, men know men and women know women. So in my faithful relationship, I'm gonna say, nope, okay, now these men gotta go. Or nope, I'm not gonna put myself in this situation because I know my man wouldn't be okay with it. Oh, this nice looking guy at the gym, he nice and he showed me a little thing or two real quick. He helped me correct my posture or my form or whatever, and showed me how to do this one amazing little workout or whatever. Okay, cool, thank you, I really appreciate that. But I'm not gonna keep going back and forth and keep entertaining this man or making it a regular thing. Now that I see him, that we conversate, we sit, laugh, and kiki with each other, and then all of a sudden now we working out together, right? No, it's me having that boundary and that barrier, and letting other men know without verbally telling them, unless of course I absolutely have to, but letting them know in my actions that I'm closed off, I'm okay, and that I got a man and my man ain't got nothing to worry about. No man should be comfortable being in my face and sitting in my face in a disrespectful manner. No man should feel comfortable pursuing me or trying to be in my presence, right? Because it's my job as my man's woman to shut that down and to let him know that he can't get close to me, right? Just as it would be my man's job to let these women know, look, I shouldn't have to walk up and check, oh girl, like, why washing your face? I shouldn't have to do that. That is your job as my man, because I'm not always going to be around you. I'm not always going to be present, right? So that time that I am present, it's not my job to be the one to walk up and to shut that down. That's his job, right? It's his job to give me that same respect when I'm not around, because if he can't even do that when I am around, imagine what's going on when I'm not around, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not about the outsiders. It's not about what people want. A woman could want my man all day, or a man or a man could want me all day. But unless I give him the opportunity, it wouldn't even matter. So just like women could want my future husband all day long, but as long as he doesn't open the door to them and entertain them or make them feel like they are comfortable sitting in his face, and he indirectly or directly, if he has to, he shuts that down and lets them know, I'm not okay with entertaining you. I don't want your time and your energy like that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I see you're attractive, but I'm good. Like, I'm faithful. Like, he needs to have that energy towards them, like that cold energy. Honestly, he just needs to be cold towards them, period. Say, hey, how you doing? Smile, whatever. But to sit and go back and forth and to try to establish this relationship and to sitting and getting to know each other and asking all these personal questions about life and, or what your thoughts, no man should be getting that from me, and no man's gonna be getting that from no woman's gonna be getting that from my husband, right? Or for my significant other when I get into a relationship, right? That's what I'm talking about. Faithful. It's me saying, nope, no, my man isn't around, but I know he wouldn't be okay with this situation, so I'm not gonna entertain you. Versus just faithful, where it's like, well, I don't see nothing wrong with it because I'm not having sex with this person or I'm not flirting with them. So I don't see nothing wrong with it with me sitting there talking to them and my significant other having no idea and this being a regular thing every time I come to this particular vicinity. Like, no, you see what I'm saying? That's just faithful, because this is something that people don't understand. When it comes to infidelity, when it comes to cheating, infidelity, y'all probably heard of this quote before, and it's so true. Infidelity doesn't start in bedrooms. It starts with conversations, right? How do you think you and your significant other, the person you're with or the person you got a crush on, whoever right now, whatever person is like the focus for you right now, how did y'all come into an existence? How did y'all decide that y'all liked each other, right? You started having conversation. You just start talking, it might not have been there. It could have been completely innocent. You might not have seen nothing for them at all, right? But y'all started talking. And then, y'all laugh at each other. And, you like talking to them. You're like, oh, they're pretty cool, whatever. And you're physically attracted, you know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, you're developing feelings, right? And if y'all got this connection, and y'all finally asked each other out, whoever did what, and now all of a sudden y'all in a relationship, fast forward, y'all married, y'all got kids, whatever, right? But how did it start? It started with conversation. So when it comes to people of the opposite sex, you got to shut that down, right? Stop playing stupid like you don't know. Look, this is how psychology works, right? Okay, say you're married. Okay, let's say you go to the gym, right? This person coming here. Y'all start talking. Okay, you like what you see. So the fact that you already know you're physically attracted, you should put that wall up. Keep a safe boundary. Keep a safe distance. Don't try to connect. Be nice, but don't try to do too much connecting, right? Out of respect for your relationship, right? But nah, you decide to entertain it because you feel like, oh, I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm just talking to them, right? But before you know, you're looking forward to seeing them and you really enjoy time with them. And then before you know, you're really excited to come to the gym to see them, right? And then one day you just so happen, you didn't see them. And now you're feeling down. You're feeling disappointed because you're looking forward to it, right? And then before you know it, you're at home laid up in the bed beside your significant other. Y'all watching TV, but you sitting here thinking about this person. And before you know it, you had an emotional bond. And before you know it, you full-blown cheating. Like you already created an emotional bond. And where the mind goes, the body tends to follow, right? And then it's just a fan. Later on, you're telling your significant other, but baby, I don't know what happened. Or baby, I didn't mean to. I don't know what happened. You knew what happened. You knew what happened. You knew you were entertained. You liked this person. You liked their energy and attention. You know that sexual energy that you felt in between y'all two. Let's stop playing because men and women weren't created to be just friends. So unless y'all both are butt ugly, y'all felt some type of chemistry. You saw it. You saw there were so many steps for you to say, skirt, no, pump your brakes. No, I'm not doing that. Let me fall back. Let me focus on my relationship, right? You had all these opportunities to turn around and say, you know what? I can't do it. You had every opportunity and all those checks within your spirit, and you felt it. If you have any conscience, you felt it saying, don't do it, but you did it anyways. And you act like you don't know how you got there. This is psychology, y'all. Your feelings aren't going to say to you, I'm sorry. We're already in love. We got a significant other at home. We can't be falling for this person, having feelings for this person. No, feelings aren't facts. Feelings aren't logical. Feelings just do just that. They feel. So they're not going to say to you, we are already in love with somebody. You can't develop feelings for this person. No, you're just going to end up developing feelings because there's no logic to feelings. That's why I always tell people, when you follow your heart, make sure your heart and mind align. And if they do not, you must acquit. I don't care what you feel in here. If it don't make sense in here, then you got to walk away. So don't be in a relationship, married, whatever, committed relationship, and then thinking that there's nothing wrong with you connecting with this person. Knowing that you can't control who you like. Like, we don't pick and choose who we fall for and who we don't. We don't say, you know what, I don't like you, look at you, but you know what, I decide I'm going to like you. No, you like who you like and you don't who you don't. And just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you can't find yourself falling for somebody else. So what do you not do? Open the door to them. You don't open the door to them. If you never open the door to somebody outside of your relationship, especially somebody your significant other doesn't even know about, if you don't even open the door, there's no chance for anything to ever happen. It's the most solid, 100% guaranteed way to protect your relationship. To be faithful, to walk in fidelity instead of infidelity, like this all-time high in these high statistics. When everybody just looking like everybody messing with everybody sleeping with everybody talking to this person. Nobody's got any morals and values. Nobody really respects sanctity and covenant in the marriage. Like, they don't respect the covenant of the Most High in marriage. People don't respect the marriage bed, and they're wondering why marriages are suffering. Divorce rates are so high, and people have trust issues. Because we keep walking in stupidity and act like we don't know no better, y'all. Again, if you are in a relationship, You have no business connecting with somebody of the opposite sex outside of your significant other. Point blank, period. If they do not know about it, you are walking in error and you are wrong. Because again, the same way you develop feelings for your significant other is the same way you can develop feelings for this person. So the best way is just to not open the door to it in the first place. That's faithful. So again, I ask you this. Are you faithful, or just faithful? You decide. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.